So, how can you do this problem in 30 seconds or less? The figure above shows a scale drawing of a garden where 1 centimeter represents 2.5 meters. What is the perimeter of the actual garden in meters? So this is 6, this is also 6, this is 13, this is also 13. So I have 12 plus 26, which is equal to 38. When I'm multiplying this by 2.5, I'm getting 76 plus 19, and the answer is 95. How was I able to do this problem so fast? There are a couple of tricks to be used, actually 2 tricks to be used in this problem. Otherwise, this problem will take longer. So first things first, let's just acknowledge that 1 centimeter represents 2.5 meters. That's important, right? So we have centimeters right here. So once we find the perimeter in centimeters, we just need to simply multiply by 2.5. So the first trick is how to find the perimeter. The second trick is how to actually do the multiplication. All right, so what most of you guys will start doing is this. So this is 6. Oops. Okay, this is 3. So you'll say, okay, cool. So this is also 3 then, right? Because that's the difference. All right. Now, if this is 8 and this is 13, then this is, you would say 5. And then you would start counting it. So you would go 6 plus 13, which is a longer way to do this, plus 3, plus 5, plus 3, and plus 8. And then it is definitely a lot more difficult to calculate, right? So this is 19, and this is 8, and this is 11. So this is 19, this is 8, and this is 11. So it's 19 plus 8 plus 11. Now you can use a trick where it's 19 plus 11 is 30, right? So it's 30 plus 8, and that is 38. So this is a pretty lengthy way of solving out for the perimeter. What I would advise to do, let me just quickly erase it. What I would advise to do is something much, much simpler. So check this out. Let me use a different color here. So if this is 13, and we know that is 13, now this side here is equivalent to that side, right? Now this side is equivalent to that side. Oops. Well, you got the gist of it, right? So essentially, when we are looking for the perimeter, we're simply looking for the perimeter of this box. So the perimeter of this rectangular box is the same as the perimeter of this shaded, like whatever we call it, right? The angular thingy. So therefore, this side here is simply 13. Has to match the opposite. This side here is simply 6. Has to match the opposite. So the perimeter of the rectangle, as you guys know, is simple. 6 plus 6 plus 13 plus 13. That's it. Now this is 12. This is 26. So 12 plus 26, which gets us to the same 38, just much, much faster. That's the first trick. Now the second trick is how to actually multiply things out. So let me do it here. So 38 multiplied by 2.5, right? So we have to just take this 2.5. So how to do this? So most of you guys will go for the long multiplication. Nothing wrong with that. What I would do, just a faster way, is recognize that 2.5 is 2 and 0.5. So 38 times 2.5 is simply equal to 38 times 2, then 38 times a half, and then we add these up. What's 38 times 2? You can either do this in your head, if you know some mental math. Of course, if you're going to proceed with long multiplication, just do 38 times 2.5. But I know that this is 76, right? So how do I split it? I split this into 30, for example. Like this is 30, this is 8, right? So 30 times 2 is 60, 8 times 2 is 16, so 76 total. Now this one, 38 times half again. Are we doing like long multiplication? No. What is half of 38? Because 0.5 is just half. What's half of 38? Simply 19. So 76 plus 19, this is equal to 95. That is the answer. That's it.